Well, it's quite a beautiful day. You can see the Wyddfa, Snowdon in the background. And I'm with Dewi Jones today. Hiya, Dewi.
Hello, Myrddyn.
How are you? All right?
Oh, bearing up, you know. See, I've struggled all the way up Cnicht, yes.
Well, you mentioned Cnicht, Dewi, and the reason why we're here today is really to talk about your life amongst the hills.
My goodness. Makes it sound really romantic.
Well, you've done quite a bit, a lot based in Wales, but also some based up in Scotland. So I think to start with, if have you got any sort of early memories of the hills and
In
when
general,
you were,
kind of thing.
yeah,
Like,
when you were quite young?
The first real hill I did was Cnicht here. And I remember coming up here from a scout camp over in Prenteg, which is, you know, 2 or 3 miles across the valley. We walked here, it was pouring with rain, we got soaked to the skin, we walked all the way back, and I've been hooked ever since.
And how old would you be then? When that?
14.
14.
Yeah.
Because you grew up in Abergele?
My early years were in Abergele, yes. Yeah.
But soon moved to Porthmadog
Moved to
afterwards?
Porthmadog when I was 13, yes. 1950, yes.
So where does Scotland come into this?
Well, I started going to Scotland when I was still in my teens. Hitchhiking up there. It took 3 days, I remember, to get to Skye. And yeah, I'd been doing the Scottish Hills, and I'd been working in outdoor centres in North Wales. And I thought, well, this is my passport to work anywhere in the mountains I like. So I decided to go and live in Scotland, to get a job up there for a few years and do a few hills. And I was there for over 20 in the end. So,
were you?
Yeah.
So what ages would you be between those that were going up there and sort of heading back to Wales?
Oh gosh, I was there from about I'm trying to think now, 1970 to 1990, roughly 20 years. Yeah.
And the work, now that was it in Outward Band Centres?
In outdoor centres to start with. Then I was doing outdoor pursuits in the school in Edinburgh. Yes. Yeah.
And was it based anywhere else except for Edinburgh?
Yes. Well, I was in Loch Goilhead to start with in Argyll.
Yeah.
And I was working in a centre near Pitlochry, bang in the middle, and then Edinburgh. Yes.
God, because part of your life that you're talking about, I've never asked you about this before, so I'm learning quite a bit now. Obviously, during that period, I know you've completed a round of the Munros.
I did complete a round of the Munros, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And last Munro?
Last Munro, Mount Keen.
Mount Keen.
Yes.
Yeah. Was that when you were still based up in Scotland and living up there?
Still living up there, yes.
Did the temptation of the Corbettes get you or not?
Not really. I mean, yes, I did. Obviously, one does, hills, but I don't know. I was 19, yeah. I was moving on by then. I was still going to the hills, but the Corbettes, they weren't a big deal in those days anyway, like they are now, to do with the Corbettes. So, yeah, no. Yes and no.
I believe you're also mentioned in one of Hamish Brown's books, aren't you? Did he stay overnight with you?
He did indeed, but then I think he was trying to squeeze the name of every acquaintance he ever had into that book, in the hope of selling copies, I didn't buy it, by the way.
Was that during his continuous Munro traverse? Or
that was during his... Yes, that was during his... Yes, it was, yes.
Yeah.
It was during his continuous Munro traverse, yes.
Yeah.
What's the book called? Hamish Mountain Walk or something?
I think it is, yeah. So, after that, were you climbing up there as well, Dewi, at all, or was it just mainly hill walking?
Well, I was climbing as well in those days, yes. I mean, I've been through a phase in Snowdonia here, being more of a crag rat than a hill walker, so, I had that in my system as well.
Well, you mentioned a crag rat and a little bit of climbing. I know that you've put up 1 or 2 new routes, I think. Was it up above Tanagrishaw?
There's 1 or 2 on there, yes, but nothing very special. Just I was lucky to be there at the time when you could do these things. Yeah.
What crag would that be?
Craig Ruscan. There's a couple of routes on there, and there's a route on Tremadog we did as well.
Yeah. Is that just close to the Stewland Dam? Would it be that bit?
No, further down, nearer the Comorthyn end. The one right above Comorthyn, yes.
So would this be when you came back to Wales after living in Scotland?
No, long ago, long before that.
Before that?
I went, yes.
Yeah.
I was quite young doing those routes on the Moelwyn.
Yeah.
I'll tell you when it was. It was the 2nd of June 1953.
Was it?
That was Coronation Day. That's how I know it.
Bypass the coronation and go out onto the hills.
That's it, exactly. Yeah.
I did that for the Jubilee.
Yeah.
So we're now back in Wales. You've had your years up in Scotland.
Yes.
You knocked off the Munros.
Yes.
Yeah. So...
I came back to, came back to Wales, yes.
So by that stage, were you based in Porthmadog?
Yes, then we moved back to Porthmadog, yes.
Yeah, and of course it's so easy access to the hills.
Yes, so just kept on going.
Now, As far as the Welsh hills are concerned, obviously Scotland is a little bit more blessed with the quantity and the height of the hills than Wales, but we still got quite a good variety here, haven't we?
Yes, of course we have. Not as high, but they're all good. Yes, all hills are good.
Well, as far as the 2,000 footers in Wales, you've done those a few times, haven't you? Complete rounds.
3 rounds, yes.
3 rounds.
2,000 footers, yes.
And there's not many people that have done that. I know of.
I don't know. There's probably a fair few.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's taking you down to obviously South Wales as well and Mid Wales.
Yes.
How are you getting on for your 4th round?
Well, definitely hit the buffers.
Oh, have you?
Not quite. No. It's just a travelling, really. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I was at that time. I was going backwards and forwards to Surrey a lot, and it was easy to stop off there for a day or two and do a few hills. That's how I managed to get the South Wales ones done.
Yeah.
Now I'm not doing that journey anymore. You've got to make more of an effort somehow.
Yeah.
There's so many hills to do around here anyway. You know.
and you mentioned, sorry, is it your brother or your wife's Linda's family live there?
My Linda's from Surrey,
Yeah,
yes. While her mother was living there, while her parents were living there, we were up and down a lot, of course.
Yeah. And of course you're a member of climbing club in Porthmadog?
Yes.
Club Gringo?
Club Gringo Porthmadog, yes.
Yeah. How long have you been a member?
Well, off and on since the club's been going, since 1953. Yes.
And they're quite enthusiastic hill walkers, aren't they?
It's in a good phase at the moment, the club, yes. We have good, about 60 members, 10 to 20 turn out regularly on walks, so yes. And there's some rock climbing going on as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, of course, from here behind you, what we're looking at, a lovely view of Wyrddfr and Nant Gwynant.
Yes.
But we're just on the northern peak of Cnicht or Cnillin or Cnichtbach, as some of the locals in Croeso know it by. And it's an anniversary for you, isn't it, coming up Cnicht today?
60 years.
Since your first?
Since my first. I haven't got the exact dates, but it was during August 1950.
Yeah.
I came up here first, yeah.
And how many times have you been to the summit of Cnicht, Dewi?
160 something. I don't know, offhand. It's in the 160s, something like that, yes.
It's quite a few, isn't it?
Well, yes, I don't know. When you hear of people who've done it many times, like Cheryl Stiles, who did it more than 800 times, I mean, what can you say?
Well, you mentioned coming up here, because if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Me? 73, 70, oh gosh, I'm losing count now. 74. Yeah.
74.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned coming up various celebrations you've had for your 50th, 60th and 70th.
That's right, yes.
Can you take us through those?
Yes, Snowdon for my 50th, wasn't it? 100th ascent of Snowdon on my 50th, 100th ascent of Cnicht on my 60th, and the 100th ascent of Moelwyn Mawr on my 70th.
God, that's pretty good going. So what about the 80th? That's
well, we'll have to see where we are. What's looming up?
Have you got any in mind for that though, or?
No, it's too far off.
Is it?
I can't. You don't know what hills you'll have done. If I'm still around by then,
Yeah.
Come on, let's work on that one first.
Are there any others close to 100 or ones that you have done actually over 100 times?
Well, yes, there's more against, for instance. I've been there countless times,
Yeah.
And the nearest to 100 now is Moelwyn, which is on 99.
Oh, is it 99? Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
It may be too much of a temptation
we
to leave.
We could have done that today and have a proper celebration.
Yeah. Well, Cnicht is pretty good, Dewi. But many congratulations for all those ascents anyway. And if you reach the magic mark of 80th, and if I'm still doing things like this, give me a bell and be quite nice to
do something. Yeah.
Yeah, to do.
Think of something for next year for my 75th actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100th on something.
Yeah. But
I'm thinking, working out what's possible. I'm not going to hold Moelwyn over for another year.
Yeah.
I couldn't go a whole year without going up Moelwyn. So.
But those totals, Dewi. Now, I think the hill that I've been up the most in Wales is Snowdon. That's in the 30s, I think, my ascents. But when people start talking about going up a single hill more than 100 times, and not just one hill but a number, how does that happen? Is it just accumulated totals over a lifetime, or is it something you plan to set out when you're in the?
No, I never planned to set out to any of this.
No.
It's like the Munros. I didn't set out to do the Munros. I just got fairly close to having finished them, and decided I better wind them up, and it's the same with the hills. I think it's this 150th birthday thing on Snowdon I was pretty close, so I thought, well, why not do it? Then the 60th comes up. So what have we got? This, a likely lad for this one. You could do that. I mean, it's chance. It's all a bit of fun anyway. It's nothing.
Well, Dewi, it's been great fun coming up Cnicht with you today.
Thank you.
And good luck for your 75th anniversary and whatever one you choose. And diolch yn fawr iawn.
Croeso.